Welcome to the online home of the Bluearth Foundation. My name's Mel Bruff, CEO. I chose to join the Bluearth Foundation because I was genuinely impressed with the unique approach that the Bluearth team had developed when it came to children's education. An inclusive approach which built more than just academic achievement, but dealt with health issues, but most importantly, issues of attitude, where children are learnt what it is to respect themselves and to respect others, where children are actually taught what it is to be attentive and to concentrate and to have focus, and where children understand the importance of teamwork, cooperation and communication. That's what Bluearth can bring to your school, to your child, to your educational experience. I invite you to spend some time on our website, and I also invite you to communicate directly with us here at Bluearth, so perhaps in the future we can partner you and bring the strength of Bluearth to you, your child and your school. Again, welcome and thank you for spending some time with us here at Bluearth.
This game is called Airplanes and Airports. In Airplanes and Airports, we'll have airports, which are the hoops, and we'll have the airplanes, which are all of you. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to place the airports down on the ground, like so. Now when you fly into an airport, you can stand here and be still with your arms down. But as soon as somebody else comes into the airport, another airplane, like Richard flies in, I have to step out. And as soon as I step out, my arms have to come up to show that my wings are up and I'm flying. Now what makes this game really good is when we have the sounds of the airplanes taking off and flying around and the sounds of the airplanes when they're landing. It's a great game once again for preps, 1s, 2s and even up to grade 3s. It's a great way to start a session, and it can be played in a space as big as a basketball court or as small as a third of a netball court. So you can expand it or shrink it depending on your space, and it can even be played indoors. So right now we have 2, 4, 6, we have 7 of us about to play this game. So I'm going to place down 6 airports. Could everyone please go and stand in an airport? Okay. Could all airplanes please start their engines, put their wings up and take off. And stop. Everyone stop. We are great sounds. Well played. Now to increase the difficulty of this game, I'm going to take out some airports. So what that means is that people have to keep on moving and moving because there's more airplanes wanting to get into more airports. So if I take away 2, we can play again. Are you ready to go? Yeah. Wings up and take off. And stop. Well done. So the great thing about this game is not only are people moving around and laughing and enjoying the game, but they're being creative with the sounds. And they're also having to cooperate because as soon as somebody comes into their airport, they have to move on. Now another modification to the game is to add in the airport police. And they're trying to capture those planes that are flying outside of the airports. So Cam, if I give you this sash, you have to step outside of the airport. You're not allowed to go into the airport at all. And Jess, let's pretend that Cam, we're playing the game and he's coming around to tag you and you're flying away. If he tags you, you stop. Cam, you take off the sash and you hand it over to Jess. And then Jess becomes the airport police. You're not allowed to tag the person back who got you. Ready to go? Yep. Airplane, start your engines. And away you go. And stop. Hold it there. Could everyone please pick up the airports? Hand them over. Okay. Thank you. And everyone come down. Okay. Well played, everyone. Have anyone got any suggestions or other modifications that we could use in this game? That's a good one. That's great.
More airport police.
More airport police. Good one. So we could bring in more sashes, and we could even take away more airports. So once again, the ownership of the game can be put back to the kids about how they can modify it to bring along different challenges. It's important to incorporate them into having a say, because then they've got design of the games, then they're more likely to go out and play them at recess and lunchtime or at other times. Our next core movement pose to practice is the side warrior. Now, like all of our poses that are standing, we start with the mountain. So place your feet together and be even through your feet. You'll notice once again that Mitch is not wearing any shoes, and we encourage, if the place is safe and the ground is smooth, for students to remove their shoes and socks. This way, it increases the sensation through the feet and allows for the feet to be truly balanced and even. Now, when the feet are truly balanced and even, it means there are no overcompensations. It means there are no imbalances. It means your body can be truly tall. If this can happen, then your spine can be at its full length, therefore taking away the extra effort required by the muscles to keep you upright. Now, if your spine is as long as it can be, then your breathing can be easier, as your heart and lungs are free to breathe easy. Now, if you're breathing easier, then there's a greater likelihood of relaxation, of space in your mind, and having better concentration. And as we know, better concentration helps us in many aspects of our lives. So from the mountain, breathe in and take your arms to shoulder height. And then bring your fingertips together. Bend at the ankles, knees and hips, and quietly jump apart. Breathe out and take your arms down to your hips. From here, ensure that your toes are pointing straight forwards. And now we're going to turn one foot towards the far wall, out 90 degrees. Now, it's better to use points of direction or to use landmarks rather than talking about left and right. Left and right can often bring about confusion. This way we minimise that confusion. Now we look down at our foot that we've turned out 90 degrees and ensure that if we were to draw a line from our heel through to the arch of the back foot, that they would intersect. This way we have the proper alignment required for the side warrior. On the next out breath, we're going to bend our front knee. We're going to take it towards our ankle. Now we're aiming for our knee to never go past our ankle, to be in a straight line with the ankle or just before it. Different students will be at different levels, that's okay. Most of the weight's going through the back foot, and our kneecap is pointing towards our second and third toe. Quite often students' knees will point inwards, so make sure it points towards the second and third toe. From here, breathe in and take your arms to shoulder height. And check that your arms are actually at shoulder height, not above or below. And whilst maintaining a long spine, take your eyes over your fingers. Let your eyes show your focus and concentration, and pretend that your arms are your swords, that you are defending your ground, strong but calm like a warrior. It's important in this pose to maintain length through the spine. Quite often, students will reach forwards like this. This is incorrect. This is correct, keeping length through the spine. The side warrior pose is a very powerful and strong pose. So holding it for 10 to 20 seconds the first time you do it is the maximum time. As you improve, you can hold it for longer, as it becomes a pose that teaches about persistence, strength, and overcoming the challenges of discomfort within your body. On the next in-breath, come back to standing in the star pose. Turn your foot back in and quietly jump back together. Take your arms back down to mountain. As always, we would go on and do the other side, but for the sake of this demonstration, we'll just do one. Now, when we do the side warrior, there's an excellent pose to follow on with. And if you go to the next part on the web, you'll find the extended lateral lunge, a perfect partner to the side warrior.